Time to check in with Sheriff Kelly Martinez, our local law enforcement. A new bill introduced by Senator Tony Atkins would make investigation reports public. The state Senate just passed it, and it's now heading to Governor Newsom's desk. Joining us live for more insight on this is Sheriff Martinez. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so give us some insight into this bill. And I just read earlier it's supposed to crack down on in-custody deaths. Explain all of this to us.
Yes, so I think what's important to understand is we all want safe jails, right? I mean, we're all seeking the same result. So what this bill will do is, if it's signed by the governors in July of 2024, excuse me, sheriffs throughout the state will have to submit their in-custody death investigations to the Board of State of Community Corrections for their review. They will provide recommendations if they have any to that sheriff, and we'll have 90 days to respond to those recommendations. So what happens when someone dies in custody is the homicide unit responds and does an investigation. Those are the reports that will be submitted to the state.
How do you respond to the critics that say the Sheriff's Department has not been transparent enough?
Yeah, so I think in this county, we've become much more transparent, particularly since I've become sheriff. We're doing a really good job of posting our in-custody death reviews on our website. We've made an offer to talk to the families of people whose loved one has died in custody, and we're doing everything we can to report out as soon as we can. When somebody dies in custody, we report within 24 hours, and then we continue to give updates on that investigation.
Will this bill change, so it's changing what happens after the death? Does it change any policy or procedure that led up to the death?
Yeah, so that's what the recommendations from the state will do, is if they see something that we might have missed when we do our review, because we do those reviews very quickly. If someone dies in our custody, we identify how they died as soon as we can, and if there's anything that we can change. It's important also to understand that many of the deaths in custody are natural deaths. Mm-hmm. People have died from cancer, they've died from heart attacks and other things like that. We spend about $215 million a year on medical care and mental health care for people in the jails. So we do a lot. There's very substantial and robust health care for people in our custody. But if there's something we can change, we're happy to review those recommendations.
$215 million on health care just in San Diego County?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the story, the inmate case that the whole country was following, the viral story of the guy, the escaped murderer from prison. So while that was wild to watch, what can you tell people? How do you make sure that something like that doesn't happen here, that a convicted murderer doesn't escape?
Yeah, so it's, I hope the public knows that these cases are very rare. Escapes, there are, millions of people put into custody every year throughout this country, and those escapes are very rare. However, they do happen, and so we do everything we can to prevent them. We harden our targets, so to speak. We make sure that the infrastructure in the jail is such that to prevent escapes. We have camera systems, security checks, vulnerable time is when we're transporting people, and so we make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that's a secure time as well.
And the number of officers to inmate ratio, are you guys hiring? Do you need officers?
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you for plugging that. We're always hiring. We're looking for people to come on board. Just go to the sheriff's website, and we've got jobs. We've got 163 job classifications on the sheriff's department. So everything from, if you don't want to be a law enforcement deputy, you can also be a detentions deputy. There's nurses. There's, detentions and processing technicians. There's all kinds of jobs with the Sheriff's Department.
It's hard work, but there are a lot of perks.
Yeah, and it's very rewarding, and we pay well. There's a great benefit package, great pension package. It's something you can be proud of, something that gives value back to the community.
That's what I was thinking, gives value back to the community. Are there any other community events or any other news happenings around the Sheriff's Department?
Yeah, so we're always plugging into our communities. We've changed up our gun buyback program, and now we're doing a gun safety program, so look out for those. There'll be another one this fall, I believe. And we provide gun safety locks and gun safes for people who want to keep their guns safe, if they want to keep their guns, or they can turn their guns into us. So.
All right, Sheriff Martinez, that's lots of good information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.